Hey guys, so if you have patterns in your life that you're trying to get over or something that you're trying to heal, and it seems like you're stuck in learning mode, which means you are listening to podcasts or videos of, your favorite coach or your favorite expert, and you're having trouble getting into execution mode, which means applying what you've learned so far, then that might mean that subconsciously you're afraid to get started. So here's how to deal with that using Faster EFT tapping. So the first thing you do is imagine going into execution mode and imagine the worst part of that. And just try to notice how it bothers you and how where you feel it in your body. And from 0 to 10, where 0, you can't feel it, and 10 is very strong, try to make it as close to a 10 as possible or as high as you can. Again, go to the worst part of that. And then when you're there, what we want you to do is start tapping. So if your eyes were closed, you open your eyes and you don't think about the problem anymore. You take 2 fingers, you tap between the eyebrows, and you say variations of let it go. So between the eyebrow, let it go. Side of the eye, let it go. Under the eye, let it go. Collarbone, I'm letting it all go. Grab your wrist, deep breath, blow it out, and say peace. And then you go to a happy memory for 5 or 10 seconds. Any memory that makes you feel good or proud. And then you go and check in again. And whatever that rating is, maybe it was a 9, notice what the rating is now. And then again, do the same tapping between the eyebrows. Safe to let it go. Side of the eye, I'm letting it all go. Under the eye, letting it all go. Collarbone, I'm safe to let it go. Grab your wrist, deep breath, say peace. And then happy memory, 5 or 10 seconds. And then you keep repeating that process until it's a 0. So what happens when you're tapping is, those neurons, when you think about the problem, those neurons that represent the problem and the fears are connected. They're firing and wiring. And then when you tap, you get out of that trance. That's a simplified version of what's going on, but that's a quick way to understand that. So get out of the trance, and then the memory's updated, and now it's a little softer because those neurons, when you're tapping, you're again out of the trance, you're hitting meridian points, and now it's a little softer. So you keep doing that until it's a 0, and then once it's a 0, then imagine what you would prefer. Like imagine getting into execution mode, sticking with it, starting off small, maybe 5 or 10 minutes a day, being proud of yourself and seeing the results and seeing how you're getting out of those patterns and feeling good. And then maybe write that down and practice that new story 3 to 5 times a day for a week. And then when you do that, you're rewiring the execution mode, the positivity, the positive execution instead of the fear or subconscious fear of doing it. All right, so try that out and let me know if you're, let me know how it's going for you and if you have any questions. Thanks.